The Assembly will hear a statement by His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Naif bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. May I request protocol to escort His Royal Highness. I have great pleasure in welcoming the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Naif bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. I invite him to address the General Assembly.
In the name of God, the Merciful, the Compassionate, Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, Your Excellency, President of the General Assembly of the United Nations, Your Excellency, Secretary General of the United Nations, may the peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. At the outset, I have the pleasure to congratulate His Excellency, Mr. Peter Thompson, on his election as President of the 71st session of the General Assembly. I wish him success in his endeavor. Mr. President, the Kingdom, since it participated in the establishment of the United Nations, has made every possible effort in order to achieve the noble purposes to which we all aspire. And today we are sparing no effort under the leadership of His Majesty the King, Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, to contribute to maintaining peace, security, and stability, not only in our region, but all over the world. We attach great importance to combating terrorism. We were the first victims of terrorism. In 1992, we were subjected to more than 100 terrorist operations, including 18 operations perpetrated by elements linked to a regional country. The Kingdom has worked on an agreement between Arab countries to combat terrorism even before the events of September 11. We have been launching, and we are still launching, a war to combat terrorist organizations. We have also joined more than 12 international agreements, and in partnership with the United States and Italy, we are co-chairing the coalition to combat the financing of ISIL. And in order to rectify the extremist thinking of some, we have established the Center of Mohammed bin Naif in order to provide care and in order to criminalize terrorism and its funding. Mr. President, the Kingdom is home to many religious sites, Islamic religious sites, and we believe that we were the first to condemn September 11 events and terrorist attacks. We have expressed our solidarity with the United States, and we have sought to uproot terrorism. Security forces in the Kingdom were able to uncover 268 terrorist operations before they took place, including an operation or operations against friendly countries. We have sought. We also find it odd that they have sought in the United States to ratify a law based on sovereign immunity, which will have negative repercussions. We believe that fighting terrorism requires an international participation and an international partnership. We need concerted efforts at all levels in order to face terrorism at the security, intellectual, financial, and military levels. We also stress that it requires cooperation based on the rules and principles for which this organization was established. We would also like to commend the role of the Islamic coalition, military coalition, to combat terrorism, which was established in Riyadh by 40 Islamic countries. We have provided to this center all possible support and facilities so that it could lead the efforts to combat terrorism, and we do hope that the international community will participate in supporting this international center to combat terrorism. Mr. President, the Palestinian people is still suffering, and the international community must take all possible measures to stop the suffering of the Palestinian people. We believe that the Arab Peace Initiative is the basis in order to restore peace to the region, in order to enable the Palestinian people to restore their legitimate rights and establish their independent state with Jerusalem as its capital. We also condemn Israeli aggressions and attacks against Al-Aqsa mosques and the construction work that threaten the sanctity of the mosque. The coalition forces to support the legitimacy in Yemen has sought to help the Yemeni people. The international community has rejected what the rebels are attempting to do. The kingdom supports the endeavors of the special envoy of the Secretary General in order to reach a political solution based on Security Council Resolution 2216, the Gulf Initiative, the outcomes of the national dialogue. We have accepted this proposal from the legitimate government. However, we saw that, the legitimate government accepted this proposal, but the rebels rejected it, and they continue to threaten and kill innocent civilians. We are the biggest supporter of the humanitarian operation in Yemen. We have provided humanitarian and development assistance to 95 countries of about 2% of our income, in addition to the attention we pay to humanitarian work. And for that purpose, we have established the King Salman Center for Aid and Humanitarian. Hundreds of thousands of people dead and injured. It has displaced millions. It calls on us all to put an end to this tragedy that is unprecedented in our modern history. It is high time to find a political solution for this crisis that would ensure the unity of Syria and maintain its institutions according to Geneva I. The kingdom has opened its doors to host hundreds of thousands of Syrians since the beginning of this crisis, not as refugees in camps, but on the basis of brotherly and ethical principles in order to maintain their dignity and safety. We have provided them with all necessary facilities as well as health care, and we provided them with job opportunities and educational opportunities. As for Libya, we call on our brothers and sisters in Libya to continue to build their state again and to confront terrorist groups. Regarding Iraq, we stress it is important to maintain the unity of Iraq, its territorial integrity, and rid Iraq of all terrorist groups, and we condemn any activity that leads to strife and violence. Our embassy in Tehran and our consulate in Mashhad last year was the subject of an attack under the very eye of the Iranian authorities. However, they didn't provide us with enough protection in accordance with international agreements. We call on Iranian authorities to carry out and honor their responsibility in this regard. We seek to have a good relation with Iran based on the principle of good neighborliness and non-interference in other countries' internal affairs. And we call for the end of the Iranian occupation of the 3 Emirati islands. Mr. President, we assert that there is a need to rid the Middle East of all weapons, of all nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction. And we need to set a date for the international conference for creating a Middle East free of nuclear weapons. Mr. President, the Kingdom is committed to enhancing human rights and protecting and guaranteeing human rights in accordance with the principles of Islam. We also call on adopting policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and we need to look at sources of energy as complementary and not as the alternative of other energy sources in a way that would ensure sustainable development for all. In this regard, we would like to state that the Kingdom has invested in developing new technology to capture carbon in our effort to maintain and preserve the environment. We would also like to commend the importance of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development that was ratified by the General Assembly last year. We have launched our vision for 2030, which is based on the main principles and on Arab and Islamic cultures and traditions and our geographic position. This vision is aimed at advancing our economy and achieve development in the fields of energy, industry, health, education, tourism, and other fields, in order to increase our non-oil exports and find the necessary conditions to attract local and international investors. We have also worked with the private sector so that they can work as a main partner with the state. We have also provided essential services in health, education, and housing. We will spare no effort to work with the international community in order to achieve the good of humanity. We will continue to carry out our role at the humanitarian, political, and economic levels. We will also seek to reform UN agencies. We are confident that the UN will be capable to respond to the challenges of tomorrow so that upcoming generations will enjoy peace, security, and stability. May the peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you.
On behalf of the General Assembly, I wish to thank the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the statement he just delivered, and I request protocol to escort His Royal Highness.